Technology was only accessible by the president or the owner, but that's changed now. Who's actually using this technology today compared to, say, 20 years ago?
Let's say that you have a meeting and there's a lot of spreadsheets and everybody's analyzing the data, but you do not truly believe the numbers that are there. If we have this same scenario, it's a meeting, but the difference is that you have like a dashboard and you are covering all the different areas. Everybody's looking to the same information. Now you can start creating strategies.
What's the outcome of organizations that you see don't want to upgrade their systems?
It's more difficult for them to grow.
But not everybody is a techie when it comes to stats.
There's always resistance, especially to change. And when it comes to technology, there's resistance and maybe sometimes even fear.
Statistics are statistics. You can use it as you want to. But when you approach a team, you need to know more about this is what you guys need.
In any process, there's a lot of information that you have to gather. But I think that the key is not how to.
This episode is brought to you by Hamacampai, the first vacation ownership project on the northern coast of Ecuador. Hi everyone, I'm Gaetan Babin, and welcome to Voices of Vacation Ownership. It's the podcast where we speak with leaders shaping the future of our industry. Now, each episode focuses on ideas that help strengthen performance, partnerships, and the owner experience. Today, I'm joined by Jesus Calahora from SBI Software. It's a company that for over 4 decades has developed specialized management systems for vacation ownership resorts around the world. Now, in our industry, where technology often operates behind the scenes, but increasingly the systems that power finance, operations, sales, owner services are becoming the true digital backbone of our growth. Jesus, thank you for your time today and welcome to our podcast.
Thank you very much, Gaetan. It's the opposite. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me and to talk about all these topics that we love so much about this industry, that it's evolving every single day. And what best way to say that it's evolving than through technology. So very looking forward for this conversation with you.
Well, that's great. We've known each other for a long time, and it was a real pleasure having you here today. And you know what? You've got a great insight in the industry, so I'm really looking forward for our conversation. So I'm going to get right into it. In an industry where executives still view like management systems as back office tools, why is that mindset really outdated?
Well, it has to be because of the way that it started like 15, 20 years ago. It was like that. It was like behind the scenes, and it was only used for, to create reports and to close books and nothing to do like what we currently do today. So that is why they're saying that it's outdated, which is not. But currently, today, it's way much different than what it used to be, because now it's like a very strong pillar in order to make decisions. And you can really tell through technology if the company is growing smoothly or if it's struggling behind the scenes. So I believe this is why it's so important not to be outdated in this part of the technology.
Data is important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's key.
It's key. So I wrote this one down. So how does having the right enterprise infrastructure impact scalability, especially for developers operating under multiple properties and multiple regions? How does it impact?
I like that question. It's a great question because it's like the path that everybody is following currently, the growth, not just to stay whatever you are, but to go into different regions. But it's the more you grow, the more complex it becomes. So you need to have that infrastructure to support that growth. And all that complexity that I'm telling you, it could be in different terms, like maybe different laws that apply, different taxes, maybe it could be your own property. It's an upgraded property, so it's a more luxury. So you'll have different tourism that what you were used to. They will pay maybe higher fees. So you need to have all that infrastructure in order to support that growth. And especially because if you, let's say, that don't have everything standardized, it'll be very complex. Let's say that you have a new property and you want to start working with that property right away. So if everything, all you support is standardized, you can just plug it in and start having visibility of that new addition to your portfolio. So that is also key in order to be supported by that infrastructure that you really need to have in order to have a substantial growth.
See, when I first started in the industry, when my hair was the color of your hair, technology was only accessible by the DOS, the director of sales, or the president, or the owner. Mm-hmm. But that's changed now. It seems that technology, as it's evolved, is used by just about everybody, including frontline people on stats. So what are you seeing as far as who's actually using this technology today compared to, say, 20 years ago?
Oh, yeah. And I think that there's a lot of people who think like that was only intended like for leadership. And I can imagine like two different scenarios in order to talk about this. Let's say that you have a meeting with all your team and there's just a lot of spreadsheets and everybody's analyzing the data, the information and all that, but you do not truly believe the numbers that are there because they're just spreadsheets and everybody created their own and it kind of creates a problem. If we have this same scenario, it's a meeting, but the difference is that you have like a dashboard and you are covering all the different areas, sales, operations, technology, finance, all that. Now you have all the information in one single site, and everybody's looking to the same information, the whole picture, and everybody provided that information is not only leadership. So as opposed to just having a meeting and looking at what happened in the past, now you can start creating strategies and say, okay, what do we do next with all this information?
Well, you brought a good point because I think it's fair to say that organizations that just run by statistics and don't establish the right culture. But there's a risk if organizations' systems are not providing them the right data, and it becomes fragmented. So what's the outcome of organizations that you see don't want to upgrade their systems? We've been using the same system for the last 20 years. It gives me the statistics. I know my VPG and all these numbers. Mm-hmm. But the organizations are not upkeeping their technology. What happens? What have you seen happening with these organizations in the term?
It's more difficult for them to grow because they're just staying with whatever they're doing in the past. They still do that. They don't have all the complete information. They don't have that technology that supports because it also makes it faster in order to have everything like in real time, which is what you need in order to strategize and take those decisions that nowadays you really have to do it because everybody else is doing it. So you don't want to be left behind or to move slowly while everybody has access to that technology. So it is very important that you currently move into that position that now you rely on technology rather than, as you mentioned, all the information that I know that I have because I'm the leader and they send me these numbers. So that was like what happened in the past, not anymore.
But not everybody is a techie when it comes to stats. A lot of people, let's say, for instance, in the sales forum, are driven by emotions and objections and whatnot. But the technology and the statistics are important. If you want to have a good vision of where you're going, if you don't know the statistics that you have, are you seeing a little bit of difficulty reaching certain departments when it comes to the technology? As I'm sure the owner and the directors, they want to see the statistics. They need to know how their team performed. They need to know who's coming to their presentation, who's attending their resorts. You cannot grow a business without the statistics. Mm-hmm. But on the front line, are you getting a little bit of resistance using that technology?
Yes. There's always resistance, especially to change. And when it comes to technology, there's resistance and maybe sometimes even fear that they do not know how it works. So part of the technology is to make it very user-friendly, right? So in order for them to see that it's easy to see all the information, it's real simple to do it nowadays. everybody uses computers, so it's like you're on a web page and you're just downloading all that information. So it's very friendly user, and that takes out the fear, the factor that, oh, maybe I'm not good at it. I don't know anything about tech, and I've never used it. So it's just like entering into a web page, a new one, but you really have to rely into that nowadays in order to, as you just well mentioned, that you need to see the direction that where you're going. And without this information and this data, you'll be lost, or maybe you will be heading towards a different direction that you were not supposed to, and everybody was telling you, all the information was telling you to go that way, and you could make a huge mistake by not listening to that.
On the stunning coast of Ecuador, something extraordinary awaits. The first registry collection project in South America. A destination where luxury meets nature, where every sunset feels exclusive, and every moment is designed to inspire. Welcome to Jama Kempe, where you always want to come back.
Well, the technology can be used different. Statistics are statistics. You can use it as you want to. But when you approach a team, let's say you need to know more about what is the factors, is the kind of technology that it will need. How do you start by looking at a company or a resort or a vacation club and say, this is what you guys need? What do you base that on?
There's a lot in our industry. There's a lot of data, right? Yeah. A lot of information, and if you name any process like the tours, all the sales and the tours, how many people do we have today? How many families? How many were couples? How many presents did we give away? What was the price of that present? Did they buy? They didn't buy. So in any process, there's a lot of information that you have to gather. But I think that the key is not how to collect the information, rather than how to connect that information. So technology helps you a lot in order to do so. So once that you have all the information from different areas, now you have to figure out a way to connect it in order to strategize, to take better decisions, and to analyze every single part of the industry that you're in, and especially your, let's say, your portfolio. I also see it as some resorts, they still work, or like the departments are small islands, independent islands. So you need to prevent that. You need to find a way to connect all the information of the different areas in order to see the whole picture, as I said.
See, a lot of resorts and vacation clubs, when I talk to their leaders, are saying we have a hard time connecting. The sales are blaming the marketing is blaming the sales, the front desk says, I've got nothing to do with the sales. But the resorts that really work together seem to have a really united team and effort towards one goal. They all have their duties, but SPI always seems to be a leader in that. I mean, over 4 decades, SPI has always upgraded their systems on an ongoing basis. So do you see a pattern where this is going? Because now with the implication of AI, how is that a game changer when it comes time to statistics? It's got to be a big factor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, throughout the years in SBI, as you will mention, more than 40 years, we have seen that all those changes like in firsthand. And for us, it has been very, very important to be updated, to offer the best of the best to our clients, because that's what it is. The software has to evolve every single time, every single year. Nowadays, that you just mentioned about IA, which is very important, or let's say the other example that is currently happening is like the cloud.
Yep.
So there's a lot of companies that still maybe are not working on the cloud, or do not have access, or do not know it.
Yep.
So that was one of the, let's say, most recent big changes that we had. Now we offer through SBI access to the cloud, and the benefits of that is that you get real-time information every single time. So whenever you access that information, it's real-time. You know all your areas, all the opportunities, all the risks, and it's also more secure. But you have to evolve. You have to be creative and to offer. You cannot sit on what you you were very successful in the past, especially, technology is moving so fast nowadays that you have to be everywhere and offer all those solutions for the client. So that's what we do. We create all the solutions in different modules in order for the client to have, sales and marketing, finance, operations, client services.
Yeah.
And this, what I just said, this takes me to like the final end we all look for, which is the owner experience.
Yes.
So all that technology would not be worth it if the owner is not satisfied, because that's what we look for. We want to have owners. We look for them. We fight for them in order to sell. But sale doesn't stop that day when they sign the agreement. It continues for a long, long
It's
time.
a journey. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a pre-sale, there's post-sale. But cloud-based systems, is that the future that's going to be modernizing our industry?
Yeah.
It is.
Absolutely, yeah. It's where we should be heading right now, and it's something that we currently offer. But yes, I think there's a lot of advantages around the cloud-based systems, and that's why we're aiming and we're offering our current clients today.
Well, SBI is unquestionably a leader in that field, and it's amazing how it progresses along the way, and understanding that cloud-based systems, AI coming into the portfolio, you need your statistics, and
Oh, yes.
but it's got to become your friend, not just another tool that you use, because the mixing of the sales process and motions, the product design, the statistics play a
Yeah.
big part of that. So what you're saying, in some ways now, a leader, let's say a manager, whatnot, at any time can look at the statistics on his platform,
Yes.
on his iPad, know exactly what's going on at the time on every issue.
Yeah, that is exactly the real-time information.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you just made me realize that now our clients, because you cannot, as I mentioned, you cannot stay with whatever you had in the past. Has to evolve, especially with technology.
Yep.
So nowadays, our clients, they're expecting like the new version of any piece of the software that we offer for them. So they know that in a few months, it's coming a new version. So they don't have to do anything. It's just uploads, part of the technology and the way that it's right now. You already have it. You don't do anything. We just upload new information like a new release, and we explain the benefits, and it's always evolving, because in order to be in the industry for 40 years, you can say it very easy, but it takes a lot. Not everyone has been there for a long time. So that gives you the prestige. Also that our clients, they trust us because we're there for a long time, but especially because we have been evolving. They know that there's always something new.
Well, it's changed, because back in the days when I was involved in more in the operations and the sales forum, I found statistics very, very frustrating to trying to get access.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It becomes a nightmare. It can become a nightmare in no time.
Mm-hmm.
But after talking to SBI and getting to know your platform, it seems that you have a very gentle way of integrating your system. Instead of just being aggressive,
Oh, yes.
you have a very soft, actually it's pretty phenomenal how you actually approach the system and say, let's look at your tour flow, let's look at your operation, let's see at areas that we need to monitor. And then it slowly becomes your friend, instead of being, God, here I got to look at these statistics again.
Yeah.
It becomes kind of your friend. So is that part of the culture, like the mindset of SPI as a company, is the relationship with the business that you're doing with?
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I think that's a key factor. It's not like, like one size fits all, right? So we don't have like one product that it's exactly the same for everyone. So we kind of go inside, as you mentioned, with the clients. We understand their process, their current process, what they're doing today. We analyze it, and we also tell them, okay, this is what we can start with. Maybe start with one module, then add additional. It's not that you have to take every single one or just the whole software. You can do it by pieces, little by little. And that's something that our clients, they like a lot, because it's not, you want like to say like the whole enchilada, right? So it's not just that. It's just one piece by piece. And we tell them, okay, you need this because of that, because we analyze what they're currently doing, and we provide a solution for that.
Some people say technology and those systems, cost money. Does it cost money or does it really save you money?
I would say completely the opposite. They save you, but the way that I should say this to everybody is that you don't have to analyze this or to see this as a cost center.
Okay.
You need to see it as a strategic infrastructure that is going to save you money. It's going to make you take better decisions, and it's going to also help you move faster. So it's not just a cost center. It's way much more than that.
Well, I think SBI's got a real winner having you up there promoting the product. People trust you, like you. You've given them reasons for that over the years. And any final words? I get a lot just listening to you every time I have an opportunity, but any final words that you could say to our viewers why having a proper integrated system inside their operation is really, really important component of their operation?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say, or I would reinforce that this has to happen from the top of any company, right? The leaders, they need to really think about what are their KPIs and analyze them, and they say, okay, is my current software or technology supporting this or not? Are my all the different departments, are they aligned towards this vision or this path that we're following? Or is this technology going to help me towards that direction, which is obviously the purpose of this? So that's what I would say too. Start from the top and then start going down, during the different positions and let them know all these benefits that they can have with our technology and SBI with the different modules, and especially because of what they're going to get out of it, because it's going to make their lives easier, a lot more simple, but at the end of the day, it's going to provide more sales, more money, more benefits to the resort, to the developer, but especially to the owner's experience. At the very end, I would have to emphasize this because the owner is why we hear his experience. So if the internal experience is very smooth, it'll download to the member. It'll be the same, and they will see that as a benefit because, in this industry, trust is everything.
Yes.
And you gain you maintain that trust with a member by doing all this.
And as you said, just as a final note, it's not a one model fits all. It's basically all custom made. So
yes.
Thank you so much. It's been great, insightful, and I'm sure everyone that's been watching understands the importance of having good technology within your operation because it's the only way to realize how well you're doing. If you'd like more information about SBI, about what we're doing, please leave the comments below, and we'd be glad to get back in touch with you. So wish everybody safe travels, and we'll be seeing you on our next podcast. Kidding. Bye-bye. This episode is brought to you by Hamakampai, the first vacation ownership project on the northern coast of Ecuador.